Yo, what's up YouTube family? We got some epic Star Wars Battlefront news. This is the news you're looking for. But before we get into the juicy details of this huge update that DICE has put out, let's list the most important bullet points first. The exact number of total heroes for the Season Pass has been confirmed. 8 total heroes, not 4 as a lot of people guessed. It's 8 total heroes, 2 per expansion pack, and we know what 2 heroes we're getting for the Bespin DLC, Lando Calrissian and Dengar the Bounty Hunter. Additionally, we're getting double XP weekends, community events, and special login events, as well as activities planned for May the 4th. If you guys don't know what May the 4th is, it's a Star Wars holiday. May the 4th be with you. It's a pun. It's a pun thing. We're getting more options to enjoy Star Wars Battlefront offline. They're kind of vague, that's all they said on that subject, but I'm guessing this means we're getting bots? Possibly? We're getting more Hutt Contracts. I believe these are free Hutt Contracts that they're referencing here, not the Hutt Contracts that'll be released with Bespin. We're getting the Berserker trait, back to bomb, and ion neutralizer. More details on that further in the video. The release date for Bespin is June. Lando Calrissian and Dengar are of course heroes, and we're getting new Fighter Squadron and Walker Assault maps. My guess was right, we're actually going to get to see Imperial walkers blitzkrieging their way through Cloud City. That sounds so badass. How do they get big clunky walkers up into a city in the sky? I don't know. It'll be fun to find out. And as per usual, we're of course getting new blasters with the DLC, star cards, and of course a new game mode. Okay, now that we got the bullet points out of the way, let's talk about everything that we've learned. Starting with the free stuff. So when we had the first free DLC roadmap laid down for us, I didn't assume that it was going to be the last one. And although this roadmap hasn't included any maps, we may still get some free maps in the future, and I hope we do, because Survivors of Endor, something magical about that map. That is my favorite map in Star Wars Battlefront, and it was a free map. It's gorgeous, extremely well designed, extremely well balanced. In fact, it's my favorite Walker Assault map in the game, bar none. But we do have some very exciting things coming to us for free. We got new Hutt Contracts like the Berserker trait, back to bomb, and ion neutralizer. We've got tons of new in-game events incoming, like more double score weekends, community missions, and special login events to earn more experience, credits, and items. That last word has got me thinking. I want to have some bragging rights weapons, some event exclusive items or weapons or skins or something. Maybe for May the 4th, they'll have a special login event where you can get an exclusive skin or an exclusive item or star card that you can only get on May the 4th. I think that would be a blast. They did announce that they're going to have special cool activities planned for May the 4th, so we'll see what those are in addition to the login events. But aside from events and Hutt Contracts, they also said, we have a couple of surprises in store that we know our fans have been looking for, especially those that have been clamoring for ways to have more options to enjoy Star Wars Battlefront offline. More to come soon. Bots? I'm guessing that they're talking about bots. I don't know what else they could be talking about, but it looks like we're going to have probably every game mode playable offline with bots, and that's pretty exciting. I mean, I don't think that that's something that everyone's going to use. In fact, I would wager that the majority of people don't even care about offline bot matches. That's more of a 2005 thing. We're in the year 2016, and it's kind of archaic. Not that I disagree with DICE's choice to add it into the game. In fact, if they have the extra development resources, I think it should be in the game. Why not? Throw it in there. I'm just illustrating why it wasn't in the game at launch, because it wasn't a big priority, and honestly, it shouldn't have been, because most people aren't going to use it in the year 2016. Your average consumer today probably just doesn't care about that sort of thing, just like split screen. And before anyone goes in the comments, but I like split screen? Yeah, I do too. I'm talking about the millions and millions of other people buying these games that probably don't give two craps. Before we get into the Outer Rim, let's talk about the new Hutt Contracts. And one of those contracts revolves around the Berserker trait card. Living under vicious conditions in the Outer Rim, you learned not only to resist pain, but also to harness it to become stronger than your opponents. Level 1, small blaster damage boost when hurt. Level 2, medium blaster damage boost when hurt. Level 3, medium blaster damage boost when hurt, and damage resistance. As for the Bacta bomb, it contains a synthetic healing fluid which, upon impact, vaporizes into a healing mist. Soldiers who come into contact with it are granted a health boost. The cooldown for that is 40 seconds. Now, what that reminds me of is the healing device in the Division, which when activated emits a little healing radius mist that allows you and your allies at close range to be healed from it. This is really cool. This is why I'm glad that there are no classes in Star Wars Battlefront. Classes, that's old-fashioned, that's archaic. These star cards allow you to spec yourself out to create your own classes. It's very fluid, very dynamic, and the fact that you have 2 card hands makes switching between your custom classes easy. The Ion Neutralizer is a finely tuned variant of the T7 Ion Disruptor, where the ionized blast delivers an EMP charge upon impact and temporarily disables enemy vehicles. Cooldown for that is 15 seconds. This is really exciting for me. I'm extremely excited about disabling ATSTs. Okay, it's time to talk about Cloud City. Lando Calrissian! This would not be a cool game without Lando Calrissian. Thank goodness that they're adding him as a hero. I'd want to say that Lando would be a support hero, similar to Palpatine or Princess Leia. He could even spawn some Cloud City bodyguards, but the reason I don't think he is actually a support hero is because if he was a support hero, to make it balanced, I feel like they'd have to make Dengar a support hero, and I don't feel like Dengar is going to be a support hero. Dengar is a very sloppy, slovenly, easily angered bounty hunter. Doesn't really fit the support role. He does really fit in with the Berserker trait card, however, and I have a feeling he's going to have some sort of ego system in terms of damage, where the more damage he takes, the more powerful he becomes. Now, we actually knew Dengar was going to be a hero because his gun was already in the game. When people data mined Star Wars Battlefront, they found all kinds of references to Dengar and his weapon. And my guess was right. We're getting Walker Assault maps in Bespin. We're going to see Imperial walkers trudging through the streets of Cloud City. I have no idea how they're going to get those big heavy walkers up into a city in the clouds. I don't know about that, but I'm still really excited to see it. I hope it's going to be raining. In fact, I really hope we have some rain maps. We've seen snow maps. We've seen maps where there was a bit of a dust storm, but we haven't seen a rainy map inside of Star Wars Battlefront yet, and Bespin would be the perfect setting for that, especially a torrential downpour just hitting the enormous metallic bodies of the AT-ATs, and the beautiful sun setting in the horizon, creating a nice golden glow throughout the city and the rain falling on it. We're getting 4 new maps for all the most popular modes in Star Wars Battlefront, which I'm guessing is Fighter Squadron, Walker Assault, and Heroes vs. Villains. We're definitely going to see the Carbonite Chamber as a map inside of the Bespin DLC, and I'm not sure if that's actually going to be connected to the new game mode. The new game mode is either going to be connected to the Carbonite Chamber, or we're going to have a new air-based game mode aside from Fighter Squadron. If it has to do with the Carbonite, I have a feeling it's going to be kind of an inverted extraction, where the Empire has to protect Han Solo's body being frozen in carbonite while the rebellion tries to break in. Eventually, the carbonite will be frozen unless the rebellion happens to win early, and they're going to extract the body of Han Solo frozen in carbonite to the Slave 1 on the exterior of Cloud City on one of the landing pads. Now let's talk about something I'm sure all you guys are wondering about. Who are the remaining heroes? Well, Greedo and 9-Up take 2 of the 8 slots, leaving us with 6. Lando and Dengar take another 2 slots, leaving us with 4. 2 heroes and 2 villains spread across the final 2 DLCs, Death Star and Rogue One. Who are we going to get on Death Star? I'm going to say Ben Kenobi instead of Chewbacca. As for the villain, probably another bounty hunter, although that wouldn't make too much sense because I don't think we've ever seen a bounty hunter on the Death Star. If it's going to be a bounty hunter, it's probably going to be Bosk instead of IG-88. IG-88 would just be too difficult to balance with his slow movement speed, and he would be more expensive to create because he's not a humanoid, he's a droid. If we don't get Bosk or another bounty hunter, maybe Grand Moff Tarkin, but he's a little old and we've never seen him in combat, so I've got my doubts about that. As for the Rogue One DLC, the new villain could be the new Grand Admiral. I hope that's the case because he's got his slick, badass cape. As for the hero of the Rogue One DLC, I don't know. It could be Jin. Honestly, we'll have to see some more trailers before we can ascertain who would actually be the hero. Now I know what you guys are thinking. What about Chewie? What about Chewbacca? See, I've got a feeling that Chewbacca is going to be a free hero. But the problem is, with Chewbacca being a free hero, they would have to release a free villain as well, otherwise, it would be uneven. For a free villain, they could do Bosk. He's a humanoid shape, shouldn't be too difficult to make. And they could just spec him out with some specs that are similar to either 9-number Greedo, because they're kind of bounty hunter-y. In fact, Greedo is a bounty hunter, and Bosk is a very technical, gadget-oriented bounty hunter, similar to other bounty hunters we already have. Regardless, that's all the news we got, that's all the news they gave us, but it's very awesome and exciting news, and I can't wait for the Bespin DLC come June. But if you guys enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more Star Wars Battlefront news and live streams. And may the Force be with you, always. Take care, fam.